Tokens and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Monday the 18th of July 2022. Welcome beginners. It's beginner's day. It's your special day today for Sudoku. Why is that? Because the Guardian always has a very easy puzzle on a Monday that anyone can attempt, even if you've never played the game before. And I'm going to give you very quick instructions. Have to be fairly quick though, because I do have a full day of work today, and which starts early in the morning, but I'm up even earlier than that. I'm up at the crack of dawn here playing the game and explaining to you how you can do so. Also, what's happening in the world? I see forest fires burning across Europe as they have intense heat waves, and the possibility that the UK will reach 40 degrees somewhere. Good grief. And yet old men like Manchin still vote against climate change policy, improving climate change policy, or doing anything to save the planet. Yes, of course. Well, when you're that age and are that rich, well, you don't want to do anything to jeopardize the last couple of years of life, do you? Okay, let's get on with this game of Sudoku, and a nice game while we still have time before the planet burns entirely, shall we? How do we play this game? You can see that there are lots of rows across, 9 of them in fact, and within each of these rows there are 9 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you can count to 9, that's all the maths that you will need to play this game. So first up, don't be scared or put off if you think that it might be a game of mathematics. It really isn't. Just counting to 9 is all you need to be able to do. Otherwise, it's a game of logic. Now, as I said, each row has 9 squares, and you can, since it's a square shape, you can see that there are columns down here, and each of these has 9 squares as well. And on the board, you will see pre-placed are some digits, and those digits range between 1 and 9, not lower and not higher. And that's because we place numbers 1 to 9 in each row, each column. This column already has a few digits placed, and each of these small blocks that you can see outlined, if I can move my mouse in the right way, it's still very early. You can see outlined in these black lines here, you can see that there are small squares of 3 by 3, which we can place numbers 1 to 9 in already. This already has 1, 3, and 6. Got it? That's all you need to understand to be able to play Sudoku. Why have you left it so long to begin? Okay. So how do we go about finding the numbers? Okay, let's see. Now remember, we need every number between 1 and 9 in each block. Now, question, do we have digit 1 in this block? No, because we only have 3, 5, and 7. Everything else is up for grabs. So how do we go about finding digit 1 in here? Well, we look at the surrounding ones. This one up here, which stops any other one from becoming a 1 in the column. And this one here in this column, which does the same thing. So these 3 squares can't be a 1 because of this one here, and this square can't be a 1 because of this one up here. And then in the bottom row here, we can say blocking any other square from becoming a 1, we can take this pattern here. So now there is only 1 empty square. So do we have to look for other possibilities? No, we don't. At that point, we immediately place digit 1 because we know that it must go there. This game has a unique solution, and there's only one option. It goes there. This block up here does not yet have digit 3. Let me fill it in completely. We have 7, 4, and 8. We don't have 3. When we look at the surrounding 3s, we can say 3 across this row forbids any of these 3 squares from becoming a 3. 3 across this row stops these 2 squares from becoming a 3. We're left with 1 empty square. We know that the 3 goes there. Got the idea? Great. Now you know how to play Sudoku. Now let's consider this column here. It doesn't yet have a digit 1, but we can see this one in the same row here blocking this square. This one or this one, either this one because it blocks everything, and this one because it blocks along this row, and this one blocking across this row here. Say one's like this, okay, blocked, blocked, and blocked. Now, okay, look, when we look again at this column now, we can see there's only 1 square which is empty, which is unaffected by this, this, or this. Okay, so we know that the 1 goes there. Oh, it's easy, isn't it? Of course, it's not always this easy. Sometimes it's a bit more difficult. but we'll get onto that later. Now, how about this column again? Now, we don't yet have digit 5 in this column. When we look, we can see there's a 5 in this block here. So remember, only once can appear in this block. So this square can't be 5 because of this 5 here. And this 5 blocks across here. So neither of these two squares can be 5. So that leaves just this square in the top where we know that the 5 goes. Okay, now this 5 blocks across here, and this 5 blocks up here, and 5 blocks up here. When I say blocks, it means forbidding any other 5s. And that gives us one empty square here, so the 5 will appear there. Now there are only 2 empty squares down here, and the missing digits, what we don't yet have, are 7 and 9. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have a 7. We've got an 8. We don't have a 9. So we know 7 and 9 must appear in these two squares. Now immediately I hope you can see this 7 stops this square from becoming a 7. So that leaves us only that option there. And then 9 will go in the last empty square. Okay. Right, what else do we do? Sometimes we consider, oh no, we don't need to. We have one blocking across here and one blocking up here. So in this block, this box of 3 by 3 up here, the 1 must fit there. Then we can say 1 blocking across here and across here, and 1 up there puts a 1 into that square there. Do me a favor, your turn now. Let's make sure you've understood the game properly. Can you fit the excuse me? Can you fit the 1 into the empty square in this block here? Have a look, find the intersecting ones, and try it yourself. Got it now? Okay, well done. So we have 1 blocking across here, 1 blocking across here, and 1 blocking down here. So then the 1 must fit there, and that is the final one. We've got 1 in every one of our small 3 by 3 grids now. So that's the last one. We've got 9 of them. There are 9 of each digit in the entire grid. Of course, this is a game of 1 to 9 in everything. How about finding 7s in one of these squares? We don't yet have a 7 in this block. Go ahead and find 7 for me. It won't take you long, because these 7s are very close, aren't they, and easy to see. You see how nice, and if they're very close by, they make them it makes it easier to see. If they're opposite ends of the grid, it can sometimes be a bit more difficult. 7 must go there. Well done. I'm sure you found that, didn't you? Now 7 blocks up here and 7 blocks up here, so 7 fits into that square there as well. Okay, this row here does not yet have a 6, but this 6, remember, stops any other square in here from becoming a 6. So neither of these two squares can be 6. That leaves just one empty square here, so we know the 6 must fit there. The last numbers here and here that we still need to complete this row are 2 and 9. The 9 blocks there, so that will be the 9, and the 2 is the final digit that we need. Now the missing numbers in this block now, we've got everything except for 2 numbers. We still don't have 4 or 8, but I think you see the 8 pretty quickly, or in fact 2 8s attacking this square, so in 2 ways it can't be 8. We are definitely double sure that 8 goes there, and 4 is the last number that we need to go there. Now the missing numbers in these 2 squares from this column are 3 and 4. What do we know? Well, we know we've got a 3 here, so we know that can't be 3. We know the 3 must go there, and the 4 must go there. In this block here, we're still lacking a 4. 4 blocks down here and 4 blocks across there. So 4 must be in that square there. The missing numbers here and here are 2 and 6, but this time we can't tell which is which, because when we look for intersecting 2s and 6s, we can't find any. But here's a Sudoku trick. If you've got 2 and 6 in these two squares, and then I look at this column here, and I see there is one other empty square, then I know that this must be the same thing. So if this is 2 and 6, 2 or 6 I should say, and one of these is in a column which has one other empty square, then I know that this also has to be either 2 or 6. Now that does help us a lot, because now we have an intersecting 2, and we know that this can't be 2, so therefore must be 6. And this now is our 2, and then our 6 goes here. If that was too fast for you, just rewind the video and watch again. 6 blocks across here, 6 blocks across here, 6 goes there, 6 blocks up here, 6 blocks across here, and 6 is in that square there. The missing numbers again here are 2 and 9, but this time we don't have a single square, we have 2 squares, so we don't know about this for now. Although actually we can, because in fact the 9 blocks every square here, right, both of these squares here, so we can in fact put our 9 in that square there, and we know that then that's got to be a 2. Right, now in this block down here we only have 3 empty squares here. Immediately I can see the nearby 2's that are blocking across, giving us a 2 there. And the last numbers to fit here now are 8 and 9. We have an 8 stopping that from becoming an 8, so 8 goes here, and the 9 is in that square. Okay, now when we look at which numbers are missing here, we see the missing numbers are 3, 4 and 9 to complete this block. Now we see, fortunately, that the 3 and the 4 are in the same row. So when we think about this square, we ask, can it be 3? And the answer is no. And then we ask, can it be 4? And the answer is no. Well, there are only 3 squares, so if it's not 3 and it's not 4, we know that it must be 9, because that was the other number from this group of 3 here. Okay. Now we're left with 3 and 4, but this time we can't tell which is which, so we just leave it and we come back later. Now we can say 5 blocking across here, 5 blocking up here, so this is our 5, and what else do we have? Well, we are sure that we can find this number. We can either do it because we know what these numbers are, and then we'll only need one more number for the rest of this row, or we could work out what these numbers are, and then we'll only need one more number for the rest of this block. Okay, now I said just a moment ago this was 3 and 4, so we know we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 somewhere here, 5, 6, 7 we have, and 9 we have, so 8 is missing, so we know that that has to be 8. In fact, you could have seen it by saying 8 blocking up here, but you know, I wanted to show you a different way of thinking about things, and you'll find that there's often multiple ways to find the same number. 8's block across here and 8 blocks down here, so now we can place our 8 there. 8 blocks down here. Oh, actually we don't need this. Look, here we go. 7 and 8 are the last numbers that we need here. 8 blocks down here, so 8 goes here and 7 finishes the row. 7 blocks up here and up here, so 7 is in that square there, and 7 is now finished. In fact, finished digits are 1, 6, 7 and 8. Those are numbers we don't need to care about because we already know them. They're already finished, I should say. Okay, now I want to point this out again, show you the trick that I showed you a moment ago. This is 2 and 3 missing here, right? 2 and 3, all we need for this block here. Right, we've got everything else. Now, I said if there is one other empty square in this, when you've got 2 like this, last time I think it was a column, but this time it's a row. What must this be? This must also be 2 or 3. If this is 2 or 3, this is 2 or 3, then this must also be 2 or 3. And this time we've got a 3 blocking here, so we know it's not 3, it must be 2, which means that that will be 3 and this will be 2. Now we only have one digit missing for this row, and it's a 9. And now we have 9 blocking up here, 9 blocking across here. So that's our 9 in this top row across here. Now we still need a 4 to finish it off. So let's put that in. And now there's 4 blocks down here, so this is a 4 because we don't have 4 in this section yet. And the missing number here for this row or this block is 3. Now the 3 blocks down here and down here, so that gives us a 3 here. For this column here, the missing number is 5, I think. I have to check because I don't play these games ahead of time. The last number missing here is a 2. The last number missing down here is a 5. And the missing numbers here now are 4 and 9. So we have a blocking 9 here. So that must be the 9. This must be the 4. 4 stops this square from becoming a 4. So 4 goes here. And the final digit to finish today's grid is a 3. And that's how you play Sudoku if that's your first ever game. And if it was too fast, go back and watch it again. You'll do me a favor by watching it again, increase my views. This is a pretty small channel. We don't have a lot of views. Do me a favor, subscribe and rewatch the video again if you're new. Bye bye.